Hey, what's going on, GT? This is TLG-GT Live. SVP Aaron Guterman coming from you live from Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. Welcome. Every Monday we do this show. And it's for the team. It's for you. It's for those of you plugging in and just to get education, association, and some absolute edification. Week in and week out, we go over the top 10, and then we have the top 5 come on. A lot of you submit your videos, and I know those of you are pushing to get into the top 5. I had an agent write me the other day, and they said, "Hey man, I wrote over 7,000 for the week. Didn't I get in the top 5?" I was like, "Nope." You know, our top 5 is extremely competitive right now, so it's important you step up and you don't get complacent. But let's go ahead and go over the top 10 for the week. So in number 10, we've got Zach Farrow. 4 applications with 5,392 annual premium. Number 9, Kimberly Glass, newcomer. Y'all look out for Kim Glass. Newcomer Kimberly Glass with 4 applications for $5,647. Number 8, Mark Spear, 5 applications for $6,368. Number 7, Lateef Duncan with 7 applications for $6,449. Congratulations, Lateef. Number 6, Jared Leifert for 6 applications for $7,129. Number 6. That's crazy, man. Number 5 is Mitchell Carnahan with 5 applications for $7,404. Just absolutely crushing. This is your first time ever in the top 5, Mitchell. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. Keep on crushing it, man. Keep that consistency moving. Number 4, Jessica Lopez, 2 applications for $7,508. And if you don't know, number 5, Jessica is Mitchell's mother. So she's absolutely out there teaching her son how to get this done. We all know that Jessica Lopez, she's a 40K producer. She crushes it with us. Number 3, Angel Aloyo. 7 applications for $7,980 for the week. Number 2, Jamie Bloss, 12, look at this app count, 12 applications for $8,844 for the week, week 2 of June, crushing it. Number 1, y'all know this name. Everybody knows this name. Blaze Foray, SVP Blaze Foray, and 4 applications for $9,346. Not only is he a current title holder and belt holder for agency production, but he's number 1 for the week in personal production. Blaze is constantly setting an example of what it means to elevate and move up in levels and just complete focus on his business. Y'all look out for Blaze. He's absolutely crushing it week in and week out. Tools for growth. So we've got some About TLGs coming up. For those of you that don't know, About TLGs are live events in various locations. Right now, we've got Greenville, South Carolina on Tuesday the 14th, hosted by SVP Blaze Foray and Christina Foray. We've got Raleigh, North Carolina on the 15th. That's Wednesday the 15th, hosted by myself, SVP Aaron Guterman. Most likely, Josh Harris will be there as well. We've got Nashville, Tennessee, hosted by, I believe that's on the 21st. Don't mark my words. We got to get all the marketing for that. But the Leiferts, Danielle and Jared Leifert, will be hosting Nashville, Tennessee, and PA, somewhere in PA. I'll get everything locked down for y'all, but we've got PA on the books, most likely going to be towards the Pittsburgh side of PA, but that's happening on the 30th, hosted by no other than Jonathan Price, and Jared Leifert may be going up there as well. We'll get more details on that. So as time flies, we'll keep detailing you out. All right, complacency. This is what we want to talk about today. So I have a ton of conversations on a weekly basis with agents, and you know, it's human nature for complacency to set in, but the difference between those who are successful and those who are not, they can recognize it pretty fast. You know, there's a book out there, or even an audio you guys can search for. It's called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, and it's learning to have the ability to sit back and recognize when you need to make a decision, thinking on it within 5 seconds and acting on it, and then moving out. So learning to recognize your own complacency is a massive, massive key to your personal success. And we have agents that crush it, 20,000, 30, 40,000 on a monthly basis. And then sometimes it's a natural tendency to kick it back because you worked hard, or maybe you didn't, maybe you just worked normal and then you pull it back the next month. It's important, if you guys want to continue to expand your money blueprint, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but your money blueprint is what your mind has accepted of what you think your personal value is in your to the quality of your life. So recognizing your personal blueprint, guys, number one, you have to know that you can have more, you deserve more, you can be more, and it's okay to push and go. But if you don't have the blueprint or the goal in your mind of what you want out of life, guys, it's always gonna help you and push you to retract. Like when you have a 40K month or a 30K month and you pull in $20,000 to $30,000 in cash for the month, a lot of people will just retract and they'll be like, okay, well, I made a lot. I made a lot. I'm just going to hold back this month. Don't do it. Act like it didn't happen. What if you do that every single month? Then you're going to be making $300,000 to $400,000 a year rather than $150,000 to $200,000 a year because you retract. So don't retract. Keep your money blueprint moving and expanding so that way you don't get complacent in your actions. Don't get stuck in the webs of self-destruction. Let go of complacency, distraction, fear, ego, and procrastination. Let in belief, commitment, positive attitude, a warrior mentality, goal-oriented, confidence, and your blueprint. And, in the expansion of your blueprint. It's important, guys. You either want to bitch or get rich, pardon me. Or you guys have heard it before. You either make excuses or you make it happen. The foundation of your success in this system is going to be found in what Art's been teaching for so many years, which is LWAC, listening, working, associating, and communicating. How about the 8 steps to success? For those of you who haven't heard those yet, look them up on Workplace. If you're not in Workplace yet, go get your license, get contract, and get in Workplace. I'll most likely do a show just on the 8 steps. But understanding these founding principles and these building blocks to your foundation of consistency and commitment to your success is imperative. You should always be in pursuit of your personal joy and your purpose. The word for me all of last year and continuance, I don't think I'm ever going to let it go, is going to be abundance. And abundance is abundance of time, abundance of energy, abundance of money, not having to worry about anything. This is the exact opposite of complacency. This is why I work so hard. Some of you that get complacent, maybe you don't have a clear goal in your mind of what you want and why you want it. That's going to be the first step to get it, guys. I want you to master the mundane. You've heard me say that before if you've been around me a while. Some days our mind takes control and tries to set us in a procrastination haze. See, we trick ourselves into activity tomorrow, then the next day, then the next day, and so until, a week or so passes or 2 weeks passes and you haven't really accomplished anything. We have a good day and we talk ourselves into complacency for the rest of the week, or we have a good month and we talk ourselves into complacency the very following month. That's the roller coaster of emotions, the up and down attitude that's never going to get you to break through. It's or maybe we have a good week and we talk ourselves into just complacency for the rest of the year. Like I've seen agents No kidding, man. I've seen agents that have never made more than, $500 a week go out and get a $3,000-$4,000 check, and they go on vacation for 2 weeks and they just blow it all. I've seen agents, plug in, a good couple of weeks and rack up $10,000 in their bank account, more money than they've ever seen in their life. And then they just disappear. It's like, oh my God, what just happened? And maybe embarrassment sets in. I'm telling you guys to recognize what you're doing. And a trick I'd always played on myself was I've got a couple different bank accounts and I just hide the money. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, well, I just got paid $30,000, $40,000 and I just put the money away. And I play a game with that account. Okay, well, that's not money that I use. Let's get that account to $50,000 or $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000. And just keep raising it up. And then, guys, you won't have money issues. That's called expanding your money blueprint. We wrestle with the idea that maybe learning something new is too hard and our mind minimizes your ability to intellectually expand. Don't think that you can't learn something. Don't think that it's too hard for you. Those are self-destructive words and low confidence and belief level. The most important person that you have to convince that you can do anything is yourself. So when you start thinking or your mind starts telling you because you have a small blueprint that you can't do it or it's too hard to do it, I'm telling you, y'all can fight that. You just push against it and start having more confidence. Self-talk is massively important. Jared put out a video the other day about a self-talk app, and I don't really know what it is right now, who it's by, but I'll have him put it up in Workplace. But understanding self-talk and giving yourself motivational pep talks is so important to your success. You have to believe that you can. Most move back to what's easy and just accept mediocrity instead of developing new skills. Don't do it, team. Like I'm talking, this is why there's a 5%, of people who make over $300,000 a year. This is why that there's a 1% of people who make over, $400,000 or $500,000 a year. It's because they don't think like that. They're always investing in themselves and they know that they can learn a new skill. It's the mind's greatest trick when stress is involved. Your body looks to protect itself and reverts back to what you have grown comfortable with. The key to a new level of you is to recognize what's going on, push through, make a decision, and force yourself into action. It takes 21 days to create a habit. I'll talk about myself a little bit. So, and seriously though, most people won't move until it hurts hard, until it hurts enough. If you get comfortable and complacent where you are, you're just going to continue to stick there because your mind's just going to trick you into thinking that, well, it's okay. It's good enough. I'll talk about my weight, for instance. Over the last couple of months here, I had blown up to 223 pounds. I was really comfortable for a long time around 215 to 217. But I'll tell you what, back in when I got started in insurance, I was around 202, 205. And over time, you get complacent and we lose track and we trick ourselves into thinking, 215 is all right. I still look good. I feel good. But when I blew up to 223, I got a scare of my blood pressure spiked. And I was like, okay, I don't like this. What do I need to do differently? And I know how my mind works and I keep things directly in front of me at all times. So I started writing down and made a deal with myself that I was going to go and track until I hit 205. That was 2 months ago. And every single day I'm losing a pound, losing 2 pounds. Eating right, cutting meals in half, eating way less carbs, and continuing to work out and build muscle mass, right? But all this has evolved, and I haven't stopped yet because it hurt enough for me to see that's like, okay, well, now it's affecting my health. I don't like where my blood pressure is, so I'm going to keep it in front of me. Now, those first 21 days was excruciating. excruciating, dropping down my meals, eating way less than what I was eating and continuing to keep it up on a daily basis. But after 21 days, we're talking, over a month ago, guys, it got easy. Like real easy. Like now it's just kind of natural and is what I'm doing on a daily basis. Mama Foray is a big inspiration for that. For those of you who aren't watching, she is absolutely crushing it. And I know it was the same for her those first 21 days, those first 3 weeks, but now she's just on autopilot. So when it comes to anything in your life, you have to push yourself for a good 3 weeks and discipline and force it and make it happen. And then it becomes easier and easier and easier, no matter what you guys are doing. So, just do the work when you don't feel like doing the work, force it until until it creates a habit and, and the small successes will come over time, guys. We celebrate the small successes to trick your mind and to make it easier for you to let the work, to do the work, to let that work and that habit come in. Trickery of the agency manager, right? We actually do. We celebrate every small success to get you guys moving forward because we know forward is the path to success. Stagnant is keeping you right where you are, most likely moving you backwards. With the wins, the activity goes up at a higher rate of confidence and energy is taking place. Successful results occur when a positive mindset meets acquired skill and education matched with consistent activity. Ways to jumpstart yourself into action. Write down your goals and keep them in front of you daily. Make a dream board. Find out, what it is. Really sit down with yourself. If you're single, sit down with your family, sit down with your kids. Find out what you guys want. Maybe it's a dream board of a vacation, like an actual vacation, not Myrtle Beach, like, a tropical location or, far away where it takes you 10 hours to get there. All this matters. We're talking about whether it's a cars or houses or incomes or vacations, destinations, or maybe even charity donations. Listen to audiobooks. We talk about reading, the rich read. I'm telling you facts. You guys should be reading at least a book a month. And if you don't have a list or a book list, our book list is located in Workplace and you guys can search book list and it'll pull up all the books that we recommend. But also, listen to audiobooks, while you're in your downtime. What you put in is what comes out, right? Communicate with your growing upline daily. Every single day, get in a conversation with them. Maybe you're asking them questions. Maybe you're talking about the scenario, or, that just happened to you. Maybe it was the last conversation you had with a client. Never miss a conference call, training event, or conference. I know this is a part of what we call our 8 steps, but team, this is so important to your success. When you start allowing yourself to miss something, it's like, you ever heard the saying, you give someone enough rope and they'll hang themselves. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And this is some things that your mind will do to you, that if you start to skip over things that were once habits, it's going to be easier to skip it the next time, easier to skip it the next time, easier to skip it the next time. And over time, you won't be doing it at all. So if you discipline your schedule week in and week out and you show up for this show, you get on the Friday call, you show up to conferences, you come to the About TLGs, you come to everything we got to offer and you do or die, without fail, you make it or break it, man. You've got to do these things in order to be successful at what we do. Write down a weekly schedule you can commit to and hold yourself accountable to. Always remember, if you're willing to work hard for a boss and someone else's dream, be willing to do the same for yourself. See, your mind is going to eventually protect you when stress levels start to hit, like paying your bills or staying just above water. Your mind will kick you into activity no matter what. We see it happen. It's like, oh God, man, like, okay, well, I had 10,000. Now I'm down to like 500 in the bank account. Oh, I better make some dials and ramp it up and get after it. That's a minimalist mindset. See, your mind will kick into gear no matter what, but usually it's going to be a battle of, just to get by. And that's not the mindset of abundance. Take back control over yourself, decide to overcome, overachieve. This is the key to the top of what mountain you're climbing. Make the decision daily to push through, and you'll start to stretch what your mind understands to be difficult. Things will get easier and easier for you. You'll start molding a new life around you. My life now is way different than my life 10 years ago. Way different. For God's sakes, I'm sitting in Atlantic Beach right now. This is my second home. It's just way different than what my life looked like 10 years ago. Success is a mindset. Success is a mind game. New levels of success are just daily decisions to expand and expound on. Remember, at the foremost, just to keep what we do simple. It is just work. It is just a schedule, and remain positive and believe that you can. All this stuff here is just ways to stretch your money blueprint. Whatever box that you hold yourself in right now, whether it's 50,000 or 60,000 or 100,000 or 150,000, stretch your money blueprint and you're going to live a life of quality. Y'all stick around. For the top 5. We've also got the 20K mindset call every Friday. If y'all want to tap into what these top producers are doing, hop on that call every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's important to associate and get education. And I promise you, somebody will ask a question that you were most likely wanting to know the answer. And we always get into great topics and discussions. And it's a fun call to do. So y'all plug in. It is our only conference call. So y'all get on there and y'all hop on every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here, we'll just stick around. Y'all stick around for the top 5 right now. Y'all take care.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mitchell Carnahan. I am direct to Jessica Lopez, direct to Nelson Alvarez, direct to Aaron Guterman, direct to Art Leeser. Last week, I finished 5th for the week with 7,404 AP. I was super hyped. I was so excited that happened. So what I wanted to talk about was, first of all, consistency, and second of all, emotion. So first of all, consistency. Just like everything in life, you have to be consistent. But in this business, consistency is going to bring you momentum, and that momentum is going to take you so far. I've been in and out of it time and time again. So the first thing that helps me stay consistent is with the Alvarez group, we have a group chat in Workplace that we send our calendars to every morning. And what that does for me personally, it helps my mindset of, am I going to tomorrow with a purpose, or am I going to go in tomorrow searching for my purpose? And that'll set me back. So I send in my calendar. I already have it prepared the night before. So that way when I wake up, I'm not, searching for what do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? I already know what I'm going to be doing, what time, and where I'm going to be at. So that's the first thing. Secondly, with my dial sessions, I personally cannot sit there for an hour to 2 hours, however long, dialing. I move around, I start getting anxious, and, time to time get flustered. So I take 30 minutes of dialing and then a 10-15 minute interval break, and then get back at it again for about 30-45 minutes. That helps me a lot. I can periodically dial, but I'll still be able to get the amount of dials in that I wanted to reach for the day. And staying consistent in all parts is very important. With your dials, when you set an appointment, make sure you're checking in to make sure they're going to show up. Check their business. If you have business that's pending, make sure you're getting on top of it ASAP. You just got to be consistent with your purpose and helping these families. So that's it for consistency. So for emotion is very important. So I can be the first to say, my clients, if I get onto dial, they're going to hear the emotions that are running through me. If I am anxious, if I am upset, or even if I'm happy, they're going to hear it through my tone of voice. So make sure to do whatever you need to do to get into the right mindset of your dial session before you start dialing. So if you just had a fight or something with a family member or a significant other, take a little bit, take 10-15 minutes, do a little meditation, or go find something to take your mind off of that negativity. I like to personally go into Workplace and just view some videos, some dial sessions. I like to watch Josh Harris do his dial session. That just helps me get comfortable in the it helps me get into the mindset of, I'm just going to have a conversation with some families. I'm about to have a conversation. I'm about to help them out. And also I'm about to just kill this dial session. So that's what helps me. So you got to be, you got to be able to set those negative emotions aside, and when you're on the phone dialing, you got to make sure to bring your, good emotion, use your voice, all your ups, all your downs, be soft, be stern, do what you got to do. Because, if I'm talking monotone and all this and that, and they're just listening, they're probably not going to want to hear me. So they're just going to hang up, pretty soon. So make sure you're using your voice, you're just having a conversation. So just be comfortable with that. Be comfortable with your client. And yeah, that's about it. So I covered what I wanted to cover. Thank y'all so much for y'all's time, and let's go kill it, TLG. See y'all.
Hello, TLG family. This is Jessica Lopez, direct to Nelson Alvarez, direct to Aaron, direct to Art, and currently in New York, just transferred to Syracuse, New York. I am number 4 for the week with 7,508 AP on 2 applications. And this week really was just about revisiting old leads. I have a folder with unresolved leads in order by year. So I opened up my unresolved platinums, which is hard to believe sometimes that you have a hard time reaching a platinum lead, but it does happen. So I started dialing some of my unresolved platinums from 2021, and I reached a gentleman named Stanley, and he just basically said he wasn't ready to answer or make any kind of commitments, but we spoke through the phone and built great rapport. I just told him I was here to serve him and addressed his concerns. Turns out he had a 20-year term that was about to expire. His concern was making sure that his wife was taken care of should something happen to him because she was in poor health. And he knew he had to make a move now. He's 77 years old. So we spoke for several days. It wasn't easy. He wasn't very easy to get to trust me, but I was patient. I worked through it with him, had long conversations, finally agreed to let me know what he had. It was a Primerica policy. And so I showed him what I had available for him. And he said, you know what? I know I'm fooling myself if I think I have any more time to make this decision. Let's go ahead and move forward. So I was able to help him into a Great Western policy, and was 3,300 AP. So he's very happy because he has a double indemnity as well. And then the other one was a $4,200 AP IUL. It was a warm market, and I just want to say I am so grateful for the teamwork here at TLG. Props to Jared Life for helping me with the illustration for the IUL. Got that done, and I guess my biggest lesson for the week is resolve every lead. You never know when you're going to get a hold of somebody. My 2 biggest sales were from leads that I revisited and said, okay, are you ready? And they were ready at that time. So anyway, thank you to everybody, and have a great week. Crush it, continue to crush it. Let's do this. Everybody's capable. Stay disciplined and focused. Thanks, guys.
Hey GT, my name's Jamie Bloss. I'm direct to Walt Bloss, who's direct to Nelson Alvarez, direct to Aaron Guterman, and direct to Art Leeser. This week I was able to do pretty well, and I submitted a total of $8,844 annualized premium. And I did that on 12 applications. So as I was reflecting here on last week, I did notice that my dials were increased substantially. My previous couple weeks my numbers haven't been that good. And for me, it just came down to dials, really. There's a lot to it, of course, but if you're not putting out the activity that it takes to accomplish the results that you desire. I think the first thing that you can take a look at and talk to your upline about is the dials and appointments. It's pretty black and white on how many appointments you have in a day, how many dials you did that day. So what I did was really try to condense my mind to focus on that day and how much I can output for that day as far as activity. How much time can I spend in my office dialing and talking to people about insurance? It's very important, I think more so if you're doing 100% Zoom, that, we just talk to as much people as we can. We're talking to 10, 12 people a day about insurance, or even if it's 7, and 3, 4 turn into appointments. So that was important. Another thing I did different this week is I did some training on Workplace that is phenomenal. It is from Jared Leifert on IULs, the $1 Million Baby Policy for children. Phenomenal product. Jared breaks it down great. It's 15 minutes. So check that out. Somebody can probably put it up in the chat. But I listened to it. There's a lot to know about these things. They always kind of intimidated me a little bit, but I didn't know enough to kind of believe in them. I checked that out and got pretty fired up because immediately I was able to help a current client with a couple of those for the kids. It's phenomenal. You can invest, these parents or grandparents can invest 50, 75, $100 or more, 2, 3, 400, and have a wealth accumulation like you can't believe that's tax-free, which still gets me. But anyhow, check that out. And that's it. I'm excited for this week. I'm going to be dialing a heck of a lot more. To me, that's one of the most important parts of our job is dial and connect with those people. So have a great week. Thanks.
What's up, guys? Blaze Foray here, direct to Aaron Guterman. I'm an SVP at TLG. Was number 1 for the week, had a great week. I think I was about 9,400, something like that for the week, 9,400, 9,300 off of 4 applications. And it was a good week. I want to talk about one specific appointment that I had as far as an objection. Was rolling through, had a gentleman who, young guy, 35 years old, tobacco user, and he just wanted some life insurance. He had some health scares, nothing major, but just some things that made him go, you know what, I got to get something in place for my kids. So as we were talking, landed him a Americo Term 100 is what we were doing. And as I pre-qualified him, was going through, we landed on the quote, and then he said, I was like, well, what's the issue? And he said, well, I got this other quote for like from $60 to $75, somewhere in that range. I was like, who was it with? And he said State Farm. I said, okay, State Farm's great. You get your car insurance with them, your PNC insurance. I have both my car insurance and the office where I work. That's where I have my PNC at the office. I was like, but if you're getting life insurance, you are going to go through a fully underwritten process. So that quote is just a quote, and they're going to put you through blood and urine. And with everything you've shared with me, I would suggest you probably don't go that route because there could be things they find in process. Now that maybe not, but they could. And it's not always the best bet. If you want to avoid that, then I can get you coverage literally day one. Like we could walk away from this conversation and you could be covered. And he was like, okay, let's do it. So we just went for it. So it's just about the value of the convenience for people with non-med. Do they want to go through all that blood and urine just to try to get a super cheap rate? Or do they want to put themselves through that only to end up with something that might be the exact same price that you're quoting them anyway, a standard rate? So anyway, we landed there. Another client, he actually wanted a lot of insurance because of his net worth, because of some debts. So got him some insurance, but then he does real estate, so he wanted a cash flow product. So I added on an index universal life, an IUL, structured it so that he's starting out putting $300 a month, but it actually gives him room. I increased the death benefit on it and explained that to him. So it gives him room to put up to $20,000 a year into it because he thinks he'll be able to do that on a yearly basis. He just didn't want to fund it that way on a monthly basis, but he wants the ability to fund it up to $20,000 a year. That said, I took care of his term insurance and his wife's non-med term insurance up front. IUL is a great product. I love writing IULs, but it's a supplemental product for the style that we run and the leads that we run. We very rarely ever lead with an Index Universal Life for our clientele. An Index Universal Life product's a little more strict on the underwriting. It takes a very long time to issue. It takes a long time to get underwritten and issue. And it's a great product to write, but you've got to understand what you're doing. So get with your upline to learn that, or get with an upline that you know can teach you that. But don't lead with it. Make it an add-on, because frankly, it is an add-on. Okay. It's not a product that you lead with. It's really for the purpose of funding, max funding, and putting in a supplemental, cash growth product for a client. So definitely go out and learn about Index Universal Life, but make sure you're writing term insurance, whole life insurance, and even just fixed traditional SUL, Smart Universal Life with Foresters, before you try to dive into F&G IULs, because you can get bogged down with pending and with details that aren't necessary when people are just trying to get insurance coverage, or you'll get to think about it a lot if you try to lead with that. But I led with his major concern, which was life insurance for him, life insurance for his wife, got them both that coverage. And then I supplemented with a secondary conversation about long-term life insurance through an IUL, and because I knew he did real estate, having that tax-free cash flow. All right, guys, hopefully that's helpful. Go out and crush it. Let's make the back half of June huge. Let's get after it. Have a good one.